Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We're Joelle and Helen, and you are listening. No, I fucked up our names.
Joella and Helen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who we are.
I know, but I messed them up. Okay, I'm going to do it again.
Okay, did you? I didn't even hear it.
All right. Good evening, good morning. Shit, no, I start with hello.
Oh my God, that's 2 fuck-ups in a row. Right, start again.
Hello and welcome. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. You are listening to And Another Thing. We are Joella and Helen, and this is episode 8.
Yes, it is. And it's on a Friday night. Like, look at us, out on a Friday. Evening as well.
What are we doing with our nights?
Well, this
A whole
just
lot of nothing.
shows
We're
you how
doing this.
exciting our lives are. We've had to move things around this week. It was just a little bit of a different week for us, so we're doing it on a Friday. Can't be out late.
Why? You're not working tomorrow?
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going tomorrow. Have I got time to tell people where I'm going tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tomorrow I'm going to Offspray Valley Golf Course, which is holding the Canadian Open. Because
Cool.
Scott's friend, like from school, his family own it. And they've had it for years and worked hard to get it to where it is now. And now they're holding this major, I'm going to say championship. I don't know if that's a golf term, but...
I didn't realise that was the connection. I just thought he got free tickets from somewhere.
No.
That's so cool.
So his friend has said, would you, from knowing him for years, there's a bunch of his pals that he's asked to go and to be a part of this day with him, because obviously they've been there from the beginning and with him while his family have tried to build this.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That is so cool.
That's where we're going tomorrow.
While you go out, do you have a golf costume that you
No.
have figured out? No.
I'm not wearing anything golfy. I'm just going to be smart,
Right.
but casual.
Smart casual.
Smart casual. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I actually do have the weekend off, but I still don't want to be late. Can't get out of your routine.
What a boring life we lead.
It is. It is. I'm always in bed by 9. I feel out of place if it's like, 9:30. Oh.
Unless we go out.
Out. Yeah, then you know. Then you know.
Then we know that it's probably going to be midnight by the time we get
Yeah.
back. And oh boy, do we feel it.
Yeah. Right.
Goodness.
What are we doing this week?
So for this week's episode, we are doing things a little bit differently. We are going to structure our episode a little bit differently. It's going to sound a little bit different. You're still going to laugh. We're still going to laugh. But the reason for that is because in the next couple of days, I'm going to Chicago. I have a friend of mine from New Zealand who is visiting some family in America at the moment. And she's going to be in the area in the top states somewhere. And so she said to me, can we meet somewhere and can we do something while I'm there? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. You say where and when and I'll come to you. So we figured out that Chicago was probably the easiest. She's flying in. She lands at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. I pick her up from the airport. We hang out. And then she leaves at 3:00 on the Thursday the next day. So,
And then you come home.
and then I come home. So it's a very quick flying visit, but it'll be fun to see her, to hang out with her for a couple of hours and eat some really great Chicago food. It's going to be fun. I've been to Chicago once before and I really enjoyed the city. It's just as big and it's just as fun to experience, but it's a little less intense as what New York City is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, driving there is very easy. It's a nice drive. But yeah, so this episode, what we're doing is prior to our first episode being released, we had recorded a couple of episodes. We had a snag in our podcasting journey and we had to start from scratch. So I have taken some snippets from those previous episodes. I've also taken some snippets of some bloopers that have happened of some mistakes that we've made and how we've just laughed at them. And so for episode 8, you kind of get the curtain pulled back a little bit and you get to see some of the cock-ups that we make. And then just some of the stories that kind of life stories or short snippet
Yeah,
stories.
they haven't made it in since, have they?
No,
Since we've
they
been
haven't made it
starting
in since.
And we're doing this because of you going to Chicago, because then you have less time because you're also working the real job.
Yeah.
So there's no time for editing. So we didn't want to disappoint. This is why we're doing this.
We didn't want to disappoint you guys,
Yeah.
our listeners.
Or ourselves. I feel like that would be,
Yeah.
we would be a bit like, oh, bummer, we didn't manage to do what we wanted to do.
I did actually tell some friends the other day that I was going to Chicago, and their first response was, what's happening to the episode? Like, what happened to the podcast? And I'm like, we're pre-recording. We're recording things so that it can still happen. And they're like, oh, okay, that's good. So I'm really thankful that you guys are enjoying this and have been like sticking with us on the journey of our podcasting journey. But yes, so this is just how we're doing it so that I can go away.
Yeah, so you can have some life. And then I will get Thursday night off. What shall I do?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Go to bed at 9.
You'll go to bed.
Well, maybe I'll treat myself. 20 past, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
I bought some new boots at the beginning of the winter that I was going to take to England with me. Mm-hmm. I ended up not doing that because they're like a suede material and England's just rain. So I never took them. But anyway, I've worn them since when I came back. And you know, they're the kind of boots that have the loop on the back that you can help pull up your boot.
Yeah.
So I've put these boots on and I've pulled the loop at the back, put my finger in, but the loop is smaller than I'm used to and my finger got stuck. And then I couldn't go anywhere apart from just fall against the sofa when I was putting my shoes on.
Were you doing this at home or were you doing it at work?
At home, because, no, not at work.
Okay, because you wouldn't be
I'm wearing my trainers.
shoes. Yeah.
So luckily it's always been indoors at home, but it's happened twice. And I've, haven't remembered that it happens.
Uh-huh.
And I think I always must put my left shoe on first.
Right.
So I've always just fallen to the left and then been like, okay. So luckily the sofa's to the left. So I'm like, so I'm like saying, and then I have to get the finger out. And then the other side, I'm like, obviously I've remembered because it's just happened. So yeah, be careful when you buy new boots. Make sure that you
can put
can work the
through
loops.
the hole. That's not a good thing to say.
Oh no, I just snorted.
You'd think that people come in with common sense, but I just don't think it's something that's taught these days. Common sense?
Well, I think, you don't really teach common sense, do you?
Well, it should
But
be
common
taught.
sense comes with life. So coming to work for us at a young age and learning all these different things teaches them the common sense. Mm-hmm. So as they goes forward, I've got the giggles now. That sounded like a fart.
It's just the ice machine in the background.
I
was
honestly
like,
thought
keep
that
going, you're doing great.
Because you'd sat on a hard chair.
Oh.
I thought it was like ricocheting off the chair.
A fart was ricocheting off the chair. It was just
sorry.
the ice machine making a noise, and I was like, you're doing great. I was like, thumbs up, keep going. You ignored the sound.
I couldn't get out of the idea. My sister
In your
done
brain,
that
you were
one.
like, you should just farted. It's ricocheted off the chair.
My sister done that once. Sat on a plastic chair and she was with her husband and she thought it was just going to be a little one and it ricocheted off the plastic chair and I can just see his face now. He must have just whipped his head around and been like, oh. Anyway, common sense.
Yeah.
Don't fart on a plastic chair. I think common
maybe
sense.
that's a learned thing.
Common sense is learned as you go through life as well. So I've got no funnies of people asking for cups of chino and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I do have a funny that happened to my sister a few months ago.
Okay.
She went to her local yoga studio and my sister wears her yoga pants and then some jeans over the top.
Uh-huh.
So maybe she's running some errands afterwards.
And doesn't want to go out in her yoga pants?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what you said then.
And doesn't want to go out in her yoga pants.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because...
I love that you were just willing to go on. Yep.
Wait, I don't know. I suddenly realised that. I actually don't know what you said. Yeah, so she does her yoga, down with dogs and all that business. And then the class is finished and she goes to get her jeans and she puts her jeans back on and she's like, oh, these feel a bit funny. These are, they feel a bit big. You know, like what's happened? And then she realised that her jeans are still hanging up and these are someone else's jeans that she's putting on.
She's got someone else's jeans on.
To go out. So she quickly takes them off in a panic and hangs them up and gets the giggles probably to herself. I think she might have said to someone else, oh, just put someone else's jeans on. But since hearing that story, I was imagining that she was in a changing room and just got confused which jeans it were. But since I've heard that story, I've been back to England and I went to yoga with my sister. And what it is you open the door to this yoga studio, but it's a yoga room.
Right.
And then when you open the door, you're in the room. And there's coat hooks on the side where you would hang your jeans.
In the yoga room?
In the yoga room.
No separate
changing
room,
no.
Nothing.
So she'd put this other person's jeans on while that other person was in the room, maybe just still doing the lie down shavasana bit. So they could have seen her. I feel like, what the fuck, she's putting my jeans on.
Could you imagine if she put someone else's jeans on and the person was just watching her and then she didn't even recognise and then she just carried on her merry way?
And the person there doesn't have their my sister's jeans, which would have been too small because these ones were too big.
This leads me on to, I was having a conversation with a room full of Canadians the other day, and I think I had just got there after work, and so they said to me, how was your day at work? And I said, oh, it was fine, just a lot of people away with the ferries. And then I carried on talking and they were like, hold on a second, can you just go back? I was like, what did you just say? I'm like, I don't know, what did I just say? And they said, away with the ferries. I was like, yeah, what's that?
Surely that's self-explanatory.
Well, you would think, but it was not to this room full of Canadians who one of them actually had lived in Australia for 2 years. So she was the one asking, but she kind of got the concept of it. But I was like, So then I had to ask a whole bunch of other Canadians later on, did they know the term away with the ferries? And no one did. They were kind of like you're a little bit high or you're a little bit like drunk and I was like, no, you're just like...
You're just in fairyland.
You're in fairyland.
La, la.
As if you don't really know where you are. It's not that you're crazy and it's not that you're high. It's just that you aren't on planet Earth in that moment. Yeah. You're off in dreamland. You don't know where you are. You don't know the fact that you're standing in front of someone right now.
You're a weekender. Is what you are.
A weekender. And you don't realise that you're standing in front of someone that wants to take your order and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got sandwiches. Oh. Can I have a latte? Does that have milk in it? That's when you're away with the fairies.
Yeah, you're just not living on this world.
No. So clearly,
in that moment.
That's an expression that you understand.
Yes, completely.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Away with the fairies.
Away with the fairies. So there you go. Educational situation right there, where if anyone ever says to you, are you away with the fairies? That's what it means.
Yeah.
You're just not
You're in La
there.
La Land.
You're in La La Land.
One irritating thing that happened to me this week was I asked a lady, I said, what kind of bread? No, that's not the question I asked. I asked the lady, are you staying in or are you going? And she didn't hear me. She just went, eh? And I don't know why I got a bit triggered by that. I think it's because Scott, he isn't he does it all the time. And I always go, do you mean pardon? And I got a bit triggered and I was like, don't err me. I don't think I've ever been erred before.
Did you say something
to
her?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay.
I just said the question again, but in my head I'm like...
But it irked you something fierce. Yeah.
Do you realise what you've just done? You didn't say pardon. I'm sorry I didn't hear you. You just went, eh?
Do you ever find sometimes when customers say something to you, and I had this, I'll give you an actual example because I had this girl come in the other day and she said her order and then I don't actually know what she said afterwards. I don't know if she was asking if she could sit at table number whatever or if she was telling me that I'm going to sit at table whatever. And so also I didn't quite hear her. And so very bluntly I said, are you telling me or are you asking me? And she kind of looked semi-affronted and she's like, oh no, I was asking. And I was like, okay, because your tone didn't say that. But there are some times when I don't know, sometimes I find myself a little bit rambunctious towards customers and I'm like, no, you can say pardon, not
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to, some people are
You pick
just
your
quite
moment.
bullshy when they come in.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm sure she didn't mean to. But I got triggered because it happens to me at home all the
Oh
time.
yeah, that's not a fun
All
one.
the time. Or what? When you were a kid, if you said what would your mum say to you?
Oh, I get the look.
But what was the, it's pardon, not what?
I don't know if I'd say, I don't know if it would be it's pardon, not what. I think I would get a look as if to say, excuse me,
Yeah.
what do you think you're saying to me?
Yeah.
And I didn't need to have anything said to me. It was like, oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't say what either. Things that you remember from being a kid.
Yeah.
I was told a lot. It's not what, it's pardon. What? What?
So talking about being a regular in cafes and creating that culture and sitting around and having a chit chat and a yarn, this is one of the things that I thought of. So I went to New York City a couple of weeks ago for a week. And one of the things that I noticed was that any time I went somewhere to grab a cup of coffee, it was very quick, it was very fast. There was a moment where I was like, I tried to say, hi, how are you doing? In response of like, hello, what can I get for you? And then I just got nothing in return. And I was like, I wonder if that's because that's the culture of the city. And I was kind of like in the middle of Manhattan to the places that I was going to grab a cup of coffee. And the only place that somebody actually took the time to have a chat with me was, well, me and the two girls that I was with when we were going to see Wicked. And so the guy who was pouring the drinks, we were standing in line and I was just off to the side because I didn't want anything. But my friend Joanna and Becca were standing in line and the guy was pouring them their drinks and he was having a chat. The show was probably like 2 minutes from starting. There were a couple of people behind us, but he still took the time and he's like, oh, so where are you guys from? Is this your first time seeing Wicked? Like, I looked at him and I thought, you're intentionally creating this moment to be special in this space, which I thought was really well done of him. And I noticed it in the moment. But that was one of the things where I noticed being in the city of like, oh, I wonder if that's just because everything moves fast.
Yeah, and they need to get people in and out fast.
Yeah. So you went to the UK recently. What was your experience going to different cafes over there? Like, does it feel like it's a fast movement of like, okay, next person, or is it a little bit more of a...
No, it's not fast at all in cafes and stuff. It's... Well, when you've lived here and then you go back home, you notice things about the place that you've spent most of your life in, at least half of your life. And it's a little bit more abrupt, I find. It's not that it's not nice. It's just, well, people say that about me, that you can just be a bit short, but that's just how, not short, I am short anyway, but just short in the way you say stuff. So it's like, yeah, next. What can I get you? Like, it's a bit like when you're hungry or you're annoyed, you've got things to do. Not that you're annoyed and you're like, come on, like speed it up. So that's the sort of experience that you get all the time.
Right.
So it's a bit like, what can I get you? What size can I get you? Because it's like, I don't have time for this. We just need to keep moving. So that's the sort of experience that you kind of get. But then, as you say, there's some other places that you go and they really have taken the time to, ask you, or how's your day, or is this for your mum, or so it can be nice like that, but most of the time it's just a little bit short. I just find that that's what it is like in Britain. It's just a bit short and sharp. Or if you're in a store and you're like, can you help me find something, they're like, oh, it's over there, it's aisle 21.
Find it out yourself.
Find out yourself.
Or
like, don't show you, whereas I find like here you get shown. It's just different. And it is honestly just where you are. I went into a pub. The pub scene's a bit different because you order at the bar and take your own drinks. You don't get served at the table.
Is that just for drinks or is that for food as well?
No, for food it'll be table if it's a restaurant place. But if you were going in for a drink and you go up to the bar and order and pay and you take your drinks back. And then when you want another one, you go up again. So here you sit down and somebody would come over and ask you what you want to drink and it gets brought over. So that's very different. But the pubs in England get very rowdy, so I guess it's difficult to do that. Like, you have to push your way to the front on a busy Friday night. Back in the day when I used to do pubs on a busy Friday night, you'd have to like wave your money and see if you could get in first. The bartender's really busy and then there is it's what you're having, 2 pints, bish, bash, bosh, and it's done.
get that
That's
over and done with.
just the British way, I think.
Yeah. Then they're standing there. They've got no Scooby about the fact that we're just standing there saying, "Can you make your mind up?" Because they're in their own la la land. I don't know what I want. Is that good? No, we don't make good food here. You're in the wrong place.
What's
Those
your
questions
favourite
bug me.
Oh,
What's your favourite food here? Okay, here's a note for all of our listeners. If you're going to ask somebody at a pub or a restaurant or a cafe what their favourite food is, 9 times out of 10, I bet you they're going to say the most expensive thing on the menu because it's exactly what I do.
Is it?
Yeah. You don't do that?
I actually tell them what I enjoy.
What your favourite thing is?
Yeah, I just do a bit of waffle about a few sandwiches. I like this one. It depends what you're looking for. What you're looking for.
So, well, that depends because if they do say, like, I'm tossing up between this one or this one, what would you suggest? I do have a bit of a conversation with them and I say, well, this is exactly what happened yesterday. This lady came in and she's asking between these 2 sandwiches and I said, well, that one's not a grilled one. This one is a grilled one.
Yeah.
And do you want something hot? And she's like, actually. And then I said, well, the grilled one also has a lot more in it. So I'll have a conversation like that. But when they're like, what's good here? And I will either say one of the most expensive sandwiches or I will say a sandwich that hasn't moved in a while.
Right, yes.
And I'm like, have this one. It's great.
Yeah, that is what most places would do. But to be fair, our pricing is pretty much even across the board. If you're getting a protein, it's the same. If you're getting cheese, it's the same. It's quite easy, like to give them the most expensive, but it could be also your favourite that's got turkey in it or whatever.
Well, there we go. I have to eat my words now because I said 9 times out of 10 being all cocky about it. And then you're like, yeah, I don't do that. I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
I don't do that. Right.
Alrighty.
Let's pause. Let me get myself together.
Let's cool off here for a second and we'll be back. Alrighty. We've called the fire hydrant. The fire hydrant? We've called the...
Oh, good Lord. Why do we call the fire brigade? What are you talking about?
I was trying to make
brigade.
It funny. And...
It's so funny when I say brigade here.
I know what you mean. I thought I was going to try and make it funny and say, we've called the firemen and we've called off.
Oh, that's...
Missed the moment.
At work, we prep some of our meats ahead of time. And this had happened and we were putting the ham in a bag. In bags, basically. It just sounds terrible, but we were portioning it. So one of the staff was busy portioning it and she said, can you get that bag? And I got the bag and it was broken. And I said, oh, no, we need a new handbag. And then I said, I said handbag.
Did you start getting the giggles?
Yeah, straight away. Absolutely straight away. I
can just hear it. Were you halfway in the freezer as well?
No, I was outside the freezer. I was picking up the bag out and I'm like, oh. The bag's broken. I'm going to need a new handbag.
I can just picture you straight away starting to
giggle.
I
started to laugh because I'm like, I said handbag. I was like when people say doo-doo. Hey, you said doo-doo. And I said, no one was laughing. So I felt like, which I always do. It's so annoying. I had to explain myself, which I didn't need to do, but I did. And I'm like, like a handbag. Handbag. And I just kept
saying the word handbag.
They don't even call them handbags here. They call them purses.
What?
They don't call a handbag here. They call them a purse. When people say, I think I left my purse on table 5. They don't say handbag, do they?
Really?
Yeah.
I've never noticed.
You'll notice now.
But a purse is a small thing that you clutch. A
handbag that's their wallet.
is with a long strap.
Yeah.
It's all a purse.
A purse, yeah.
That's so weird.
And then the bit that what we would have a purse with our money in is a wallet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they would say, a wallet. Huh. What's a purse for you then? We've just completely gone off the subject. But
we have. Because I just got stuck there for a second because I didn't realise this makes so much more sense why nobody was laughing at you because when you were telling me the story...
You got it.
I started laughing straight away because I was like, yeah, handbag, because it sounds... The words are interchangeable of handbag and handbag. They're the same things.
God, relax. You're flicking
knocking my glasses everywhere. But no, we're saying handbag and handbag.
But when I say, oh no, I've forgotten my handbag, I never say handbag. I always say handbag. So it's a handbag.
Because
and I got the giggles and I couldn't stop. And so I thought the handbag thing was way funnier than anyone else. And they just look, okay, Helen. We did get a new handbag. It's fine now.
I do find that with this country, it's just like sometimes maybe that's it. Maybe we are actually really funny people, but we're funny we're funny only to each other because we understand the language that we're both speaking. Because I'm laughing at handbag because I'm like, yeah, of course. I genuinely didn't even realize for a second that Canadians would not call a handbag a handbag.
Honestly, I think that we've said handbag way too often. But I agree. They don't. Some people might, but it's normally a purse.
And a wallet.
And a wallet.
Huh, blow me away.
So I don't know why we're on. Oh, rhyming slang.
Mm-hmm.
I had to explain it to Milo, so I might have to take her.
He was asking me the other day about the term, if you earn money, you've got a lot of, like, you got cheddar. Was that around the same day? Was he asking you a similar question about
cheddar? I've never heard that.
You've never, because he asked me that and he's like, is that a term that you use? So maybe it was around the same day that, because it was such a random question from him. He said, do you have that term in New Zealand? And I was like, what do you mean making a lot of cheddar? He's like, making a lot of money.
Oh,
he's like, I wonder if they use different cheeses around the world. I wonder if, like, in France, there's a lot of brie.
Make a lot of brie, yeah. I love that thought. I love that thought.
I was like, well, I've not heard the term making cheddar, but I mean.
No, I haven't either, but I guess it's,
maybe it's a North American thing.
Maybe. Imagine, how was your day today? Did you make a lot of Stilton?
I make a lot of Stilton.
Cheeses from around the world. Oh, I think that's funny.
That was quite funny. That actually makes me think of Geronimo Stilton. You know, those kids' books. My niece and nephew love those books, the Geronimo Stilton series. So immediately I was like, a lot of Stilton. And then I just started imagining Geronimo Stilton solving problems.
Yeah. My kids read those, and they also read, well, in England you have Chip and Biff. Those are the books that you start with.
Who's
Biff.
Chip and
I
Biff?
think Biff is the dog. I can't remember the other kids' names, but they have little adventures, and it's just the books that have a picture and then like 4 words. Biff is in the water. It's like my books when I was a kid. We had Peter and Jane.
The good plain names that aren't hard to say, and they've got like 2 syllables.
Mum cooked the dinners and Dad went out to work in his suit kind of books. We had Peter and Jane. Such a goody two shoes family. And then we had Biff and Chip and Biff for the kids.
Slightly more rebellious.
Yeah. They used to go out and get dirty in puddles and stuff. But Peter and Jane would always wear their Wellingtons and be very sensible.
Yes. They crossed their T's and dotted
What
their I's.
What were your kids' books when you started to learn to read?
I haven't the foggiest idea. I don't remember reading books. Like, I don't remember the beginning of my reading stages.
Okay.
At all. But also, I was put back a year because of my reading, or my phonetics, apparently.
Your what?
My phonetics.
I have no idea.
You don't know, well, phonetics are how you how you sound words out.
Oh, so when you've got how I spell phonetically.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you're
a terrible speller.
You are a terrible speller.
Terrible.
Because you probably say things, you probably spell things how you think they're said.
Oh, absolutely.
But then you've got the silent letters, or you've got the I's before the E's, except after whenevers, which never makes sense anyway, because that rule is irrelevant.
That's exactly how I spell.
Yeah. So
Thank God on your phone now it changes some words. I'm like, oh, seriously, that's how you spell it?
Yeah. So for some reason, I don't know why, but I was not great with my phonetics, so I got put back in a class. That's all I remember of my reading days. But I mean, I'm a great reader now.
Oh,
so
you are.
It clearly didn't impact anything. I can read a book in half a day. So
yeah, all right.
All right. What's Milo's question of the week?
Milo's question is I guess it is a bit thought provoking, but I knew my answer straight away. Milo's question is if you were somewhere that was getting evacuated for a fire or flood, or if you're in a hotel and the alarm went off, what's the first thing you're going to take with you?
What was your answer? Since
my glasses. Can't see. Glasses and phone probably, because they would be together.
Yeah. Mine would probably be my phone because it's got everything on it that I
Yeah.
would need.
And if you were in your house, people were saying passports and stuff, but you can't, you might have time. You just
Yeah.
got to grab. But if I didn't have my glasses, I would kind of be stuck for a little bit.
You wouldn't be able to get yourself out.
Well, no, I can. I can see to get out, but then I wouldn't be able to read anything or do anything, or, I just wouldn't even be able to see my phone.
Yeah.
So I would collect my glasses. That's all.
This is reminding me of a very funny story that I'm going to interlude very quickly here. So when I was about 15 or 16, my mum and I went to Vanuatu with our friend Jodie. And Vanuatu's an island or many islands that make up one country in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
And it's very volcanic, which means that there's a lot of earthquakes. But that's basically it's the Ring of Fire, the Pacific Ocean, and New Zealand's part of it. Basically mean it's a lot of volcanoes, a lot of earthquakes, right. And so we were in our hotel room at the end of the day. And sorry, Mum. My mum had got her jammies on and just fully relaxed. And then our beds were on rollers, on wheels, and our beds just started moving because there was an earthquake. And the first thing that my mum did, she was like, "Where's my bra? I gotta put my bra on." And I just started laughing while there's an earthquake happening in a hotel room.
That's true, though.
Because my mum's like, "There's no way that anyone on this island's going to have a bra the size that I need."
Isn't that true, though? You're going to run out. If it's at nighttime, you're going to run out and, everything's...
You're going to need those babies secure when you're running out.
I was late for work once and I was like, oh, shit, I've slept through and I've got to... So I jumped out of bed and threw everything on and I'm driving to work. And I was there right on time.
Yeah.
And I was halfway there, I'm like, did I put a bra on? And I'm like, oh, you stupid. Of course you did. You'd know about it by now if you hadn't put your bra on. You'd know if you were driving along if you had no bra. I was like, did I remember to put my bra on? I'm like, yes, otherwise...
Did you actually put your bra on? Had you put your bra on?
I had, yeah, because I would have, as I say, I would have known
felt
because
it.
Definitely...
Alrighty, well that's us for this week. I hope you've enjoyed our very short episode. And if you want to get in touch with us, as usual, it's pod.andanotherthing@gmail.com. Do you know I spell pod all the time and then I say dot and another thing? I don't know why I spell pod.
I don't know.
P-O-D. I'm sure that my accent sounds clear enough.
Yeah, it does. You're like the people that phone up and place an order and then they say, and we say, what's your name? And they go, Dave. D-A-V-E.
As if we don't know how to spell Dave. All this time I've been spelling pod for you. I really hope that now our listeners know how to spell pod. If you want to get in touch with us, give us an email, pod.andanotherthing@gmail.com. See, I can't do it without spelling it. We also have an Instagram page. It's And Another Thing Podcast. You can look us up. You can send us messages through that. If not, just give us a follow.
You can put comments on Spotify too if you want to join in with us.
Yeah.
And please like and follow. It makes a difference.
It does make a difference. Everyone says it at the end of a podcast. I always switch off when I listen to that. But as a podcaster, I now realise the value of the fact that we just want a little bit more people to listen to us.
Yeah.
Not for our self-gain, but just so that people enjoy a little bit of fluff.
Right, let's go. You need to pack for Chicago.
Alrighty, that's us. Have a great week and
Have a good idea.